talking about a very important topic that affects the students on campus, and it is poor performance in academics. But before we continue, we'll go on a very short break. Please stay with us.
That will definitely come. The challenges ladies face are quite different from that.
Degree. So I asked my friend, are you going to get a degree or to get an education?
Wow.
It shows. No, they will. The guy will be as a good lecturer. You should be able to determine those that are high level and those that are low.
Welcome back to the Campus Voice Show. Like I said earlier, we'll be dealing with this topic, poor performance in academics. And with me on the show this evening, for my far right, I have Manasseh Naucha. You're welcome to the Campus Voice. Next to Mani, we have Matilda. You're welcome to the Campus Voice Show. And beside me is Bamidele. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yes. How would you feel if you sit for a particular exam and you go back to check your results and you find out that you score 32 out of 100? Will you feel good or bad?
Well, of course, I won't be happy. I won't feel happy anyway. Because after reading, studying for the exam, and answering the questions correctly, of course, and going back to check the result and it's a failure, I won't be happy. I won't.
So, are you saying that the failure is not on your own part?
Well, to the larger extent, it's going to be from my past, because I must have read, studied very well, and answered the questions correctly. So I expect a good grade if I have studied very well for the exam.
Are you not trying to tell me that those people that read very hard are all people that pass the exam when you're writing it down?
If I do not want to pass an examination, I wouldn't read. I wouldn't study for it. So me studying for an examination, then I'm expecting a pass.
Wait, okay, let me bring out this point. Now, you know, there are different views and different perspectives of, for example, maybe you are going to write a particular exam and there are rules and regulations for this exam, and as a student, maybe that would be your first time of you writing the exam, and you don't know anything about the exam, maybe your parents just called you and come assist for this exam.
Okay.
You go to the exam hall and you are so anxious,
Okay.
you want to write this exam, and at the end, you now see that you studied very well, and later on you now failed. Are we still putting the fault on the
lecturers
or the person that marked or the students?
Alright, it's very, very essential for me, sitting for an examination, to read, to go through the instructions, the code and conduct meant for the examination, no matter how anxious I may be. So I should take my time to read or to go through the instructions. So if I had gone through the instructions and answered the questions correctly, come on, should I be passed?
Are you saying is everybody that adhere to examination instructions that come out in fine color?
Not everybody.
Okay.
Some people, there might be factors which you cannot see or which cannot talk about, which you don't know. So it's left to the lecturer who is marking that script, that knows where you have made mistakes.
Okay, my point exactly is this: who is to blame, the lecturers or the students?
Well, if I may cut in, poor performance, the lecturer or the student, you cannot actually put blame on either lecturer or student. It's a 50-50 thing. You understand? But I think we need to actually pick a particular individual, whether it's a lecturer or maybe the student. Well, me, I will actually go for the lecturer. Why? Now, we're talking about poor performance in schools. Who is going to learn? It's the student who is going to learn. Although he has his own part to play. But we find out that most lecturers who are meant to instill knowledge into the students are not even trained. It's one thing to go to school, you understand, get good grades, become a lecturer, but it's another thing to be able to instill knowledge into an individual.
Wait, I would like to comment, because at this point now, I will say the fault is on the students, because now you can't compare a set of students having the same brain you can have set of students, and you can't tell me that all of them will be having the same content of knowledge.
Wait. Let me cut you short. You are saying students with different good. I believe most of us are graduates from institutions, and if we can recall, there was a particular course we did. You understand how to pass knowledge to high level and lower level students. You understand? As a good lecturer, you should be able to determine those that are high level and those that are low level, and try to bring a bridge between them. But we find out that most times you see the lecturers paying more attention to those who are high level, and then leaving those those who are not, maybe those who are
Are you trying to tell us now that it is negligence of duty?
I think that's the word I missed there. That's the word I missed. Negligence to duty. They do not know how to set their priorities. You understand? So I think we should look into teachers training. I believe it will.
I think I want to agree with what he's saying. Actually, I'm not going to stay balanced on the fact that lecturers are actually at fault, but I want to agree that our lecturers, teachers should be trained. Forget the fact that you're born teacher, born lecturer, or what have you. But we should create an avenue for our lecturers, trainings. There are lectures, there are seminars that could be created for them, because there's this thing we will call metacognitive learning in psychology. That is, if you're a lecturer or a teacher, you should be able to identify.
I think you should break that down. Metacognitive. No, we have some people who may not understand this.
It's part of the learning processing. You understand? So if you're a lecturer, what we call the metacognitive learning strategy is, as a lecturer, you should be able to identify when your student is paying attention to your teaching. Like I'm giving a lesson now, and I come to class and I say, oh, today's topic is this and that. And of course, the students that have come to meet in class must have been passing through some psychological issues, which you have to, as a teacher, take your time to be sure. Because if you do not take time to identify those things, whatever the student is passing through, your teaching is just going to be in vain. Because if you are teaching and I'm thinking of, God, I haven't eaten, I have these issues, I'm depressed, you understand? The learning won't be effective. It's just like you're just saying it. So I don't understand. At the end, even if I sit for the exam, just failure.
Now, looking at just what you said now.
Yes.
Now, a lecturer coming to take you in a class, we have a duration of time he or she will come to use. Now, are you telling me that the lecturer will still have that time to know what you are passing through?
As a teacher, and as a lecturer, forget the timing or whatever you're given duration, of course. You have to be able to maximize your time.
Yes.
You have to cover all areas.
Apart from maximizing it, you compactalize it. If I will use that in
Exactly.
you should be able to, yes. I don't know if it's not in the dictionary, but I think you should be able to understand what I'm trying to say. You should know how learning is not just teaching. Exactly. It's not just coming to class and just start doing blah 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 blah.
Exactly.
You understand? You must have a technique. You understand? Introduce things. You know, you're passing information down to students, children. You understand? Make it fun. Make it interesting. You understand? Because if it's not interesting, I don't think I want to be in a class that is boring.
Definitely.
I will lose attention.
Are you going to class to catch fun?
No.
It's going to enhance learning.
Yes. It will enhance it. I want to go to this class where that lecturer is so interesting. I love the way he teaches. You understand?
Exactly.
You look forward to the class.
You know, I really agree with what you just said. When I was in secondary school, I had this teacher, my government teacher actually. I never want to miss his class because he's fun to be with. And you know, we always come out in flying color, not because we read too much or we know too much, but you know the kind of examples he gives to us and everything he teaches.
I mean, you can relate.
When it comes to the exam, you just do so well. Now in the university where I graduated from, you see students, they'll go to the notice board to check their result, and you hear, the man gave me 40.
Exactly.
And if they score 70, it's like,
Exactly.
you know, so over time we've been trying to determine what really the problem is. Because some students will complain that I read, I prepared,
Exactly.
I did tutorial, I bought handout, but why did I come out with 50? So I don't know. Do you still think it's the fault of the teachers?
You
or
see
the
the
students?
you see the problem you have. Like I don't think the school management is paying attention to what we are discussing now, because instead of bringing up seminars to train the teachers, or the lecturers, they bring up maybe one speech or one inaugural. You understand? I mean, I don't understand what I'm going to do there. But if they, like a lecturer seminar, you understand? Bring, learned people from professors from other parts of the country. Even outside the country, you understand? To come and train them. You understand? I think it will go a long way.
But we need to look at it at this angle. There are some lecturers or teachers that, for example, now, if I'm a lecturer and I come to class and I'm taking you a particular course or subject, there should be this, I want this way I mark my subject or course. Maybe, for example, let's say, for example, I'm taking you Maths 101. And me as a lecturer, I know that once you write 2 plus 2, I need you to explain how you get to 2 plus 2. But some students will like, 2 plus 2 is just 4.
Almost everybody knows 2 plus 2 is 4.
Yes, I'm just using that as an example.
That shouldn't result amount to a failure.
You think so? But to some lecturers.
Sorry for cutting you, my dear. Don't you think marking guide or strategies too?
Yes,
it's too strict.
I feel they are too strict.
They are too disciplined.
They are too strict.
They are marking.
They are too
They are stingy.
I don't know. Because
Do you know another point? Another way I'll put blame on lecturer is, most times, in fact, before the starting of the class, the lecturer should have introduced, this is my marking scheme.
Exactly.
So the students that want to sit for the exam will know that this is the way the lecturer wants it. So I need to put it this way. I need to write it this way.
But if we
now mostly in our
I don't think I will agree with a lecturer coming up and telling you this is my marking scheme. You understand?
These are some of the things that makes
because if he tells you the marking scheme, where is the creativity?
Exactly, of course.
We are expected.
Then there should not be marking scheme. Then
no, there will be marking scheme. No. The idea is to see how when instilling knowledge, how proactive can I turn this individual? How can I make him proactive to be able to think on his own? You understand? To be able to decipher what I'm trying to do. You understand? Okay, my marking guide. You understand? How does it decipher? This is how I'm going to mark.
All right,
you understand?
Sorry to cut you. We'll go on a very short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
That will definitely come. The challenges ladies face are quite different from that.
So I asked my friend, are you going to get a degree or to get an education?
Wow.
It shows.
No, they will the guy will be as a good lecturer, you should be able to determine those that are high level and those that are low.
Welcome back to the Campus Boys Show. For those of us that are just joining this TV station, we're talking about poor performance in academics of students in campus. We've come to the end of the show already, but I would like to have a word from you, Matilda, before we close.
Well, I want to say a quote from a lecturer. Is that if you never failed as a lecturer when you were a student, you wouldn't fail your student. So I believe lecturers who think they have this knowledge and they do not, they fail students mostly.
Thank you very much, Matilda. Students at home, I believe you're listening and you've heard. Prepare yourself well for every examination. Take every class serious and do your best. And we trust that your lecturers won't fail you. Thanks for staying with us today. Till we'll come your way next time. I remain your presenter, Frida, and the show remains Campus Boys Show. Thank you.
That will definitely come. The challenges ladies face are quite different from that.
So I asked my friend, are you going to get a degree or to get an education?
Wow.
It shows.
No, they will the guy will be as a good lecturer, you should be able to determine those that are high level and those that are low.